Seemed like the guys have really rallied around you. I mean, we all saw the photos of them dousing you with water after the game. What was that moment like for you?
That was awesome. Just to see, just to know the guys have your back and they're excited for you. That was so sweet. Yeah.
Knowing where you are now and when you got to Iowa just a few months ago, what would you tell yourself like back in August if you could talk to him about what the year is going to be like, how to stay prepared, and just kind of your journey that you've kind of had so far?
Honestly, I don't think I would have changed much. I mean, I knew what I had to do. I stayed in the film room, stayed in the weight room, just got better as a player, and I thought it all led to this moment. So I thought I did a pretty good job before this, so I wouldn't really tell him much.
What do you feel like with your game? What do you feel like has improved the most since maybe your time with Colorado State?
Definitely my footwork and just obviously at QB. I've always had the arm, but it's just getting able through your reads, getting through quickly, not taking an extra hitch here and there, like footwork. So yeah, just that kind of stuff.
Does that excite you for development that can come now? Like, let's say bowl prep, spring.
There's always room to get better. I mean, Tom Brady, best QB in the league, got better every year, or he was working on stuff that he thought he could get better at. So you're never done improving. So, but maybe there's a bit more of an edge or bigger curve for me. But yeah, I'm very excited for that.
What has Coach Lester just been like throughout this whole process? Has he just been kind of steady Eddie? Has he been like hyping you up? Like what's he been like?
I mean, he's awesome, and he's definitely a steady guy. You know, he's very truthful, which I personally love. I mean, if you mess up, he's letting you know about it. If you do a good job, he's letting you know about it. So he's just been a huge help out there and telling me what he sees. Great coach.
During the broadcast, they mentioned that you would meet with Coach Keller, Chris,
Yeah.
before each game, even when you were not on the two deep. How did that idea come about?
Just me talking with Keller. You know, just got to get extra reps, especially extra mental reps out there as a QB, just seeing everything as many times as possible. So, yeah.
How did that help prepare you for your opportunity against UCLA and then against Maryland?
I mean, it helped a lot, obviously. I mean, any extra reps you can get is better, especially in the film room. So, yeah, I thought it helped out a lot.
And then when you were in the transfer portal, what kind of interest were you getting? And then when Iowa came knocking, what was that process like?
I wasn't getting a lot, but when Iowa came and offered me a preferred walk-on, I believe in myself and I believe in my abilities and thought it would be the best place for me to be.
Was that a tough period at all when you weren't maybe getting the interest you wanted?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, just sitting at home sucks. You know, I want to be playing football player. So sitting at home wasn't great, but second I got that call, I told him I'd be there as soon as possible, and I was here next week. So
there's a picture of Coach Lester kind of watching you. You're doing a drop back, and he's in the background of the picture.
Okay.
How nervous were you going into that first throwing session with him watching?
I mean, just like I am out there, I mean, you can't be too nervous out there. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. So you guys got to be calm out there and do what you need to do. So.
I'm sure you've been asked this already, but being a California kid, have you ever played in anything like this weather that's about to be on Friday night?
Yeah, so I went to Colorado State previously, and it's pretty similar weather out there.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be like a high of like 17 or something like that. I just didn't know if it got that cold even.
Yeah, like today wasn't too bad.
No,
you know, when it's not windy, it's awesome out there. But I didn't play in the game, but we traveled to a game at Air Force that was I think it was like negative 14 with the wind chill.
Oh, gosh.
So.
Okay.
I've been out there for a couple games that were pretty bad, so I feel good.
So I was going to say, how much of a difference does that make as a quarterback if you're even looking to stretch the field or just make some of the routine throws? Maybe the receivers a little bit more than you, but just kind of curious from a quarterback perspective.
I mean, you can't let the weather affect anything. It's all mindset. You know, maybe the wind. I think the wind's more of a factor than maybe the cold in most cases. The cold doesn't really bother anyone too much, but even with the wind, it's just maybe take a little less air off the ball on some throws and. Definitely got to throw spirals, cut through the wind, but yeah.
I was going to say, I know you weren't here for the previous regime, but what has Tim Lester brought to the offense, just from a game plan perspective, from a coaching perspective, that's really allowed you guys to just kind of pick up where you left off, no matter who's in at quarterback or some pieces that have been missing? You guys have just continued to kind of stay the course.
Yeah, obviously I wasn't here last year, but I mean, he's been a phenomenal coach in my experience. I mean, he sets up great game plans for us, puts us in the right plays, in the right positions to make plays, and gets our guys the ball in space. So, yes, sir.
Say how valuable. I didn't get a chance to talk to you before this, but how valuable was that bye week, knowing that you were going to go in and start, but you're getting all the one reps now, just maybe compared to the past couple months? How much did that week just sort of help prepare you for the opportunity that you had?
I thought it just built confidence, especially with the team. You know, new guy coming in. I mean, I played this second half of the UCLA game, but before that I was getting the twos reps. Yeah. So that bye week, just getting all the ones reps with the ones guys and just getting comfortable with them and them getting comfortable with me, really valuable.
And then Caleb Johnson was named a Doak Walker Award finalist today. I
Makes
guess
sense.
what have you seen, what have you seen from him just from working with him now, especially throughout the last couple weeks? Just what kind of makes Caleb Caleb?
I mean, like I said before, I think he's the best back in the country. I mean, he does everything right, works hard, and obviously it shows up on the field. So, yes, sir.
How do you hone a cool under pressure mentality, like not being nervous when Tim Lester's coming to watch you throw? Or going to the UCLA game or playing your first start against Maryland?
I think it's more of a mindset, just Cali kid, cool, calm, collected, always, But obviously, you're a little nervous, but if you're not nervous, you don't care. But you just have to find a way to control those nerves and make them work for you instead of working against them.
So you're comfortable being the California stereotype of being like surfer guy that's all like no nerves or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about that. Yeah.
And then was Shaggy a pre-existing nickname, or is that something you got here at Iowa?
It started here at Iowa, and I'm cool with it. I think it's pretty funny. But yeah,
Who gave it to you?
Bug transferred a little bit ago, but yeah, he gave it to me.
Weren't you Sunshine before then? Was that like your nickname?
I've had a lot of nicknames actually, but
What's your favorite one that you had?
I like Sunshine. I think it's a good one. I love Remember the Titans, so I think I like that one the best. That's definitely a funny one. But yeah.
What do you remember about hearing about Tim coming out there in May and just seeing you throw and that first interaction? What do you remember about just meeting him in your first?
I just remember he was a great guy. I mean, seemed very honest with me. Like he said the same thing that he said in the thing. My feet weren't great. I had a big arm, and he thought he could work with me. So.
He talked about getting thrown in the fire at UCLA. You were poised, but